What is going on, YouTube, man? It's your boy YUNGFAB tapping back in with another video for y'all. Can see to the title of the vid. About to react to why NBA legends and other players say why Patrick Ewing was a very, very special player in the NBA, man. But if y'all watch my channel, if y'all really been watching my channel like that, y'all see I low-key been talking a little down on Patrick Ewing. You know what I'm saying? I've always, every single clip I see him in these vids, bro, he's getting cooked by Michael Jordan, other players, man. I don't know. I've never seen a good Pat Ewing clip, but I'm here, you know what I'm saying, with an open mind to learn about the vid, man. So, hey, with that being said, if y'all like classic NBA content, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other content. Let's get right into the video. Yes, sir.
No.
What's up? You look like you're getting emotional.
Yeah, I just saw Patrick Ewing, man. Yeah, that was Patrick Ewing.
Can we get a close up on it?
Yeah, can we zoom into that? That's real tears, ladies and gentlemen. That's not trickery.
You know, a lot of people
What?
talk about
You got Shaq crying?
Name never comes up, but I'm putting Patrick Ewing names there in there as one of the greats.
And Patrick Ewing doesn't get a mention?
That's crazy. Okay.
If you only judge greatness by rings, then you probably forgot about Patrick Ewing. Because while Shaq was breaking backboards and Hakeem was dream-shaking defenders into retirement,
Oh my God.
Ewing was going toe-to-toe with all of them without ever blinking. Somewhere along the way, people stopped talking about him like he mattered. But the legends, they know. They know how special Ewing really was.
Man, I tell people, man, you guys sleep on Patrick.
He was the scapegoat.
Oh my God.
Likely to shoot him.
Oh! What? Oh dang! Put back by Ewing?
He was coming out
I didn't know
and
this
doing
stuff
whatever
like
it
this.
took to win.
Oh my God!
The man finished top 5 in MVP voting 6 times. 6.
Oh my gosh! Pat Ewing is like the Giannis Antetokounmpo of back in the day, chat. Oh my goodness, he's just kind of like a player that was good, but it's kind of forgotten about over time. You know what I'm saying? Is that the type of player we're kind of, is that the perspective we're seeing this as, at least?
He didn't win a ring, yes. But if that's the only lens we're using, you're missing the full picture.
Oh my gosh, I kind of see this in the aspect of like, I feel like a lot of people forgot about players like Bill Laimbeer or like, older names like that, Danny Ainge, you know what I'm saying, from Pistons and then the Celtics, you know what I'm saying. Those are good players, but they're just not talked about as much because, the star players like MJ, Barkley, Miller, you know what I'm saying. A lot of those players took over in that era, all the attention.
You see, in the 90s, Patrick Ewing was the moment. He wasn't just the heart of the Knicks. He was the guy holding it down in the biggest basketball market on earth.
The Knick.
New York was living through him. He was the face, the franchise, the fire that kept Madison Square Garden lit every night. And that spotlight came with pressure.
He's gonna take us to a championship in New York.
But it also made him a role model to an entire generation.
He's incredible. He's amazing. This is my birthday present coming here.
He was a hero.
I bet.
Be cool. Stay in school. How'd you beat me?
It's all in touch, Dad.
Grant Hill still remembers what that meant to him as a kid.
It's over. On the spin.
I really didn't know people looked up to Patrick Ewing, the same way some type of people want to be like Mike or be like, you know what I'm saying, LBJ, man.
He lost control. It's a 24-second violation.
That wasn't just fanboy energy, that was Ewing energy. The kind that made a young Grant Hill feel like walking into the Garden and seeing Pat across from him was some surreal video game moment. Because for a generation of future stars, Ewing was the blueprint. Jalen Rose didn't sugarcoat it either.
PE crazy.
Oh
Crazy
my gosh,
PE.
Paul George
A traditional
on the
center,
Pacers.
young people. 7 foot tall, can play face in the basket, can turn over
Oh
both
my
shoulders,
God.
can protect the rim, double-figure rebounder, was a terrific star at Georgetown in college, was the face of the franchise of the New York Knicks for so very long. There are people walking the streets of New York City right now that have never seen the Knicks since Patrick Ewing played for them. Because really, that was the last time they were good. That just shows you how dominant he was in their uniform.
Bro, I wonder how we could compare stats from this era of the New York Knicks to modern day New York Knicks, bro. The Knicks today, they're tough. They got a really good lineup, man. And I wonder if we could compare those stats, you know what I'm saying, see kind of how they both play.
You want to talk about dominance? That's it, right there.
Edwards rechecked it. That's 6 blocks for Ewing. Jackson for the triple.
Oh!
The guy was so good.
Oh my gosh. Yo, he obliterated that, man. Dang.
His era still echoes through a fan base starving for that kind of greatness again.
Okay.
But it wasn't just his teammates or young stars who saw it. Even his rivals were singing his praises.
Easy first ballot Hall of Famers. I mean, I tell people, man, you guys sleep on Patrick. You know, he
Sleep
just,
on Patrick.
none of us could get past Michael, but that man was great going back to college. Patrick Ewing is the nicest guy you ever gonna meet.
Oh, that's tough. That's
man,
good.
we were all terrified the first time you got a chance to meet Patrick because you were going on that Hoya paranoia stuff. And we're like, yo, man, should we go say hello to this dude? And, man, you talk about one of the great people I've ever been around.
Chuck didn't stop there either.
I love
He put
to
it.
hear something like that. You know, you definitely hear there's some snobby NBA players when they run into, other people around town, you know what I'm saying? But I like to hear, you know what I'm saying, that these NBA players still have really good character and morals to them.
Plain and simple.
First of all, I think Patrick Ewing is probably the most underrated of all the great centers because he didn't win the championship. But I will say this about him. That guy, he's a man.
Okay.
One of the most underrated.
Ewing.
The most. Shaq was loud. Hakeem danced. Robinson ran like a gazelle. But Ewing just showed up, clocked in, and wrecked your team.
Stop.
No drama.
That was Ewing?
Just buckets, blocks, and business.
Looking for help. Shot clock at 7.
And he can shoot threes. Bro, he's literally the back in the day Giannis, bro. How is he not? Chat, what do y'all think? Is that a fair comparison?
Making it to the NBA is like winning the lottery. Staying there is even tougher. And becoming elite is a whole different tax bracket. Pat did all three, but somehow, people still act like he was just pretty good, which is wild. Because even Shaquille O'Neal couldn't hold back the emotions when he saw Ewing.
You all right?
No.
What's up? Look like you're getting emotional.
Yeah,
Why you crying?
I just saw Patrick Ewing, man.
That's a real tear, too.
Yeah, that was Patrick Ewing.
Can we get a close-up on the tear? Yeah, can we zoom into that? That's real tears, ladies and gentlemen. That's not trickery.
Are you saying not like the real tissue, like the real abs?
No, you know what? A lot of people when they talk about the greats, Patrick Ewing name never comes up, but I'm putting Patrick Ewing names in there as one of the greats. He was a great competitor.
Even at the time when you screamed, "This is my house, get out."
Of course. Hey, listen. I watch a lot of karate movies, and in every karate movie, the student always had to kill the teacher to become the best. So even though Pat was better than me, I had to say
Pat
that
was
to psych
better than
myself out.
Shaq? Yo, Shaq just admitted that Pat Ewing is better than him. I've never heard something like that. Oh my goodness, chat. Do y'all have Patrick Ewing over Shaq? I don't know. Yeah, we still got to keep watching this, man. But if y'all like this video, hit that like button down below and show your support to the channel, man.
Was a great player, great competitor, did a lot. And, I'm putting him as one of the top 5 centers.
If you just joined
Man,
top 5 centers.
that's
okay.
crazy.
Wow.
The most dominant big man we've ever seen, giving it up for Ewing.
Wow. It's almost inspirational.
And then there's Mike Breen, the voice of the NBA, spitting out just facts.
Patrick Ewing played hard every night at both ends of the floor. And as much as every NBA player wants to say they do that, they don't.
You hear that? Pat didn't just play. He punched the clock on defense and offense every single night.
Dang, that's
He wasn't
good.
chasing highlights. He was chasing wins. That's the gap between good and great. And Ewing lived on the great side of that line.
It's full ball, and Ewing is outraged.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! A Pat
Reggie
Ewing!
had to pause and give Ewing his props. Yeah, he picked Hakeem in a Ewing-Hakeem matchup. No surprise there. But the guy that haunted his sleep, the one he had to deal with in conference year after year, was Patrick Ewing.
I agree with everyone here on the panel. I would go with Hakeem Olajuwon out of the two, but the guy that kept me up most nights because he was in our conference was Patrick Ewing. And not only because he was well coached under the...
Over MJ? Over MJ? I feel like Reggie Miller was losing some sleep over the fact that he had to wake up the next day and hoop against MJ, bro. I'm going to keep it on.
Riley years, but you knew what you were getting defensively when the Knicks drafted Patrick. We knew he was going to protect the basket. Yep. But I think all of us would be a little bit shocked that he has over 25,000 points because he wasn't a scorer while he was at Georgetown. And the way he evolved offensively, yeah, he's not in the category of a Shaq or a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Hakeem Olajuwon. But you talk about one of the meanest guys to protect the paint. Patrick Ewing was that guy.
That's how much Ewing evolved. He came into the league as a shot-blocking machine, but left it with a resume most scorers dream of.
Threw it away. 1 second. Ewing.
Per game?
You gotta know something when that happens.
I don't know about per game, but that was an
New
important
Yorkers
shot.
somehow still give him the cold shoulder.
I don't think a lot of New Yorkers give Patrick Ewing the credit that he deserves. A lot of times he was the scapegoat, and it's unfair to him because this was one guy that brought 110% each and every night he took the floor. And yeah, he didn't win a championship, but it wasn't because of it was a lack of effort. And you know, you hear New Yorkers talk about Patrick, and sometimes the misfortune and not winning the championship, I scratch my head because there's a lot of us on this panel, because of the great Michael Jordan, didn't win a lot of championships.
Starks cuts to the corner. The inbound to Ewing. Down to 3. Down to 2. Ewing. Not over the hit. And it's all over. The Indiana Pacers.
I gotta watch that. Hold on.
To the corner. The inbounds to Ewing. Down to 3. Down to 2. Ewing. Not over the hit.
No.
And it's all over. The Indiana Pacers have defeated the New York Knicks 97 to 90.
And that's the part that stings, because we know what the other legends had. Jordan had Pippen, Bird had McHale and Parrish, Magic had Kareem and Worthy. Even Hakeem, who went on his solo run in '94, still had more help than Ewing ever got. Pat never had a true number two. No all-star wingman, no elite floor general to set him up. Just grit, mid-range jumpers, and whatever cast the Knicks could patch together. But still, he battled.
Ooh.
Nice look.
Oh, that's tough. Okay.
And just to really paint the picture here, you know who Pat's shooting guard was for most of those years? John Starks, an ex-CBA bucket getter who clawed his way into the league and earned every minute he got.
30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Starks.
Oh! Oh my God!
No disrespect, Starks was a gamer.
Yo, nah, this is an underrated guard, bro. John Starks, yo. That's a name I never heard of. That dude just dunked the life out of that man, chat. Oh my goodness, though. It's kind of crazy and not necessarily sad, but like if, you know, Patrick Ewing had a number two like that, a Scottie Pippen, a Kyrie Irving, you know what I'm saying, or a KD on the side with him, bro, I honestly think Patrick Ewing would have gotten a ring. Now, I understand MJ dominated the 90s, you know what I'm saying, so it definitely shunned down and put some shadow on some of the other greats of that era. I think Patrick Ewing would have came up if the Knicks had a number two there with him, chat. What do y'all think, man? I got to put him up there on my list. I definitely don't like anymore that I kind of put, you know what I'm saying, Patrick Ewing to the side, but I see this guy definitely being on my list. Now I'm loving him as a player.
But he was also calling Ewing Beast just to hype him up.
I just call him Beast, you know, Beast of the East. Whenever I called Pat, he hated that. He was like, my name is Beast. So I think me calling him Beast all the time used to pump him up. And so that was his name on the court. Beast. Whenever you hear that, you know that's me calling him.
That's who Ewing rolled with. A backcourt built on heart, hustle, and maybe a little chaos. And at small forward, Anthony Mason, another CBA reclamation project turned gritty enforcer. These were not all-star co-pilots. They were New York tough, no doubt, but nobody was drawing double teams off Pat. Nobody was taking the pressure off the big fella. And then finally, a second scorer showed up in Allen Houston. But just when it looked like Ewing might get the help he deserved, his wrist gave out.
No!
A career-altering
You're
injury.
lying.
Timing couldn't have been worse. It's wild that the man carried the Knicks for over a decade, and the moment the cavalry arrived, his body waved the white flag.
No.
So, next time someone brings up the greats, don't just rattle off rings and headlines. Remember the guy who carried New York on his back, night after night, without a star-studded roster or a parade in sight. Because ask the legends. Ask the players who had to face him.
I always will be a Knick, always will be a New Yorker. Thank you very much.
Patrick Ewing was special. And if you still don't see it, maybe you weren't paying attention.
Nah, I see it, bro. Patrick Ewing was special. I'm honestly really sad now. The fact that I heard that his career ended to an injury, bro. That really breaks my heart, honestly, man. Patrick Ewing was tough. He was special. You saw what NBA legends were saying about him. Some of the greatest: Shaq, Reggie Miller, man. But hey, I want y'all to let me know what y'all personally think of Patrick Ewing. Is he a tough player? Does he deserve to be higher ranked on where he's at currently, you know, compared to kind of where fans see him at, man? But hey, with that being said, hit this like button if y'all did like the video. Show your support to the channel. Comment down below other videos like this and other players that I don't know about or maybe don't know too much about, so I can learn about them from that older era. I didn't get to witness firsthand. And man, if y'all would hit that subscribe button for me, I would really appreciate it, man. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'm gonna catch you on the next video. Yes, sir.